What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Big Apple Baseball Banter. My name's Elias. I am joined by my co-host,
Ben?
and today we got quite a good episode for you. Probably not 2.5 hours long like last week, but we got some great stuff. Hot stove is starting to heat up, and we got a ton to talk about. So before we get into the show, I want to shamelessly promote our Instagram page, big.apple.baseball.banter. We post stuff every day. We're pretty much every day. News, even memes. Shout out to Ben for the Eric Kratz video.
Respect.
Yeah, I tried to make the Jed Lowry video that went on the YouTube the other day. I tried to make that for Instagram, but I edited it on my computer and not on my phone. So all the dimensions are all screwed up. So I just threw it on the
Oof.
YouTube. And of course, guys, please call in 585-622-4931 for the voicemail segment. Unfortunately, we don't have that today because no new voicemails. But anyways, leave your voicemails, questions, thoughts, all that. If you want to troll us, troll us. If you're like a
Please.
Philly or Red Sox fan, you want to talk shit, you kind of can't because both your teams are trash. But anyways,
No playoffs for either.
nope, fourth place Phillies. All right, I want to start with I doubt you watched it, but I want to talk about the Steve Cohen press conference. And man, people are about to be hopping on the Mets bandwagon. That's all I'm going to say. There's a couple key points that I loved that he said. So my favorite thing that he said was he played Little League, but he's going to hire the guy, but he's not a major league player. He's not a baseball guy. So he's going to hire the baseball.
Oh, he played Little League. That counts.
No, it doesn't.
He knows the game inside and out.
Fred and Jeff Wilpon probably played Little League, and look how they did. But anyways,
No, they play Little League.
yeah, he said he said he's gonna hire the baseball people to do the baseball things, and that has got me excited because I hate owners with a passion. Like most owners, like the baseball owners were so greedy, a season almost didn't happen. You guys probably know I'm a huge Jets fan. We have the brothers Chris and Woody from Johnson & Johnson baby powder who are absolute freaking morons. And I hate owners, but not this one, okay? Steve Cohen's got a damn Twitter that he's interacting with fans about, asking them what they want the team to do. And another thing he said was he's doing this job as a fan, basically. So he wants the Mets to win a World Series, as he said, within 3 to 5 years. And here's the biggest thing, my favorite thing he said. I'm doing this, and this isn't a direct quote, but this is what he said. I'm not doing this for profit. I'm doing this as a fan. So this dude's worth $14 billion.
Oof.
He's made all the money in the world. Okay? He's going to fund the team, and he's going to make the decisions that are going to make the team successful. And the best part, he's going to stay out of the way. Okay? We got Sandy Alderson back, and he's not even going to be the GM, or he's not going to make the baseball personnel decisions. I think he's the director or the president of baseball operations. I think that's his job. He spoke at the press conference as well, and I liked a lot of the stuff he said. But did you get a chance to see anything from the Cohen press conference?
No, and I'm not going to be watching it ever.
He was asked about like, what do you think about the Yankees? Do you hate them? And he said like, yeah, I don't really have an issue with them. They're the Yankees. We're going to do the Mets now. He said they're obviously a very legendary team. They have 27 World Series for a reason, but I think Yankees fans better start getting worried. But
oh yeah, I'm terrified right now.
Oh,
absolutely terrified.
Well,
I've never seen anything with the Mets and like trade rumors nearly as many trade rumors ever, and
it's weird that people are like top free agent. Oh, he's going to the Mets because don't forget we talked about this last time. Every team lost money except for the Mets. The Wilpons lost money, and fuck the Wilpons. I hate them. And
that was a nice little voice crack there.
Yeah, no, that was intentional. Fuck. Yeah, the high pitch. But yeah, so they lost a ton of money, and Steve Cohen didn't lose any money, and he's filthy rich. I mean, $14 billion. So he's not losing any money. So there's a chance we get 2 out of the 3 big free agents. There's a chance we get all 3 of them. I
would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised because the reports are teams are going to try to get down on payroll. Even the Yankees, they're talking about how they want to reduce payroll. Everyone except the Mets want to reduce payroll. So something we're really excited we have later. Something very exciting we have later on the show is our mock off seasons. I'm really looking forward to that. But we got some news to get to. So another Steve Cohen related thing is that Marcus Stroman is back on the Mets. We're recording this on a Wednesday. I uploaded a quick reaction video earlier to the news. Really happy about this. So he accepted his qualifying offer, which means he was offered an 8. So every team has an option to offer one player a qualifying option, as long as that player hasn't been offered, or a player hitting the market, a qualifying offer. Basically, a player can only get offered a qualifying offer once. So, and it's worth, I think, about, what is it, 100, the average?
18.9
Yeah, I know it's
million.
18.9. I know, is it the average of the top 150 players, how much they're paid, right? Is it something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So, and also how it works is that a player can either accept it and they take a 1-year deal. It's almost like the NFL's franchise tag, but the player has a choice whether they want to accept it or not, and they can only get it once. That's kind of how I think about it. But so I think, what is it? 6 players got a qualifying offer. It was Bauer, Stroman, Real Muto, LeMahieu, Kevin Gosman, George Springer, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And Stroman and Gosman accepted theirs, so they're going to be they're basically getting a 1-year deal for $18.5 million. And the thing that a lot of players have an issue with the qualifying offer is that if a player declines their qualifying offer, the team that signs them has to give the former team a draft pick, which is usually, I think, in the compensation A round, which is right after the first round. So they basically have to give them a first-round pick. So a lot of players are against that. I don't really have an issue
I'd call
with
it a second-round pick.
Yeah, late first, early second.
Very
kinda.
late first.
Yeah, it's after the first 30 picks. So
yeah.
And I think based on how high it is, it depends on the contract or something like that. You might know a bit more than I do about that. Is that how?
I'm a big contract guy. It does. Garrett Cole was worth the most, so the Astros got the first overall compensation A-round pick.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So honestly, I did not think Stroman was coming back. Now, personally, I said he should take this qualifying offer because
I'm surprised.
Wait, say that again? You cut out for a sec.
I'm surprised they even offered him one. He seems like a $14-15 million a year pitcher at best.
Yes, but you add that name factor. Like, he's a superstar not only because of how well he plays, which he's not the greatest pitcher. I think he's a very good pitcher. He's
very good.
Consistency, but the fact that the dude's like a rapper and which have you heard the song he's on? It's what's it called? These Days by Mike Stud, who also used to be a baseball player.
Oh my God. No way.
I had no clue it was, and my friend was playing that song, and I heard him say something I don't like my height, HDMH for life. I'm like, holy, wait, is this Marcus Stroman? But
I'm looking that up right now. My goodness.
Yeah, look up. It's the remix version. All
right.
It's a pretty big song, but the dude who's rapping on it used to be a baseball player. And he's in the music video too. Yeah, so you obviously get that superstar factor. And he's kind of well known for like his timing gimmicks, his energy. Like, he's not only known as he's known as a baseball player, but he also has a ton of value.
He's a very fun player.
Exactly. He has a ton of value off the field. He's big on social media and has a huge clothing line, HDMH, height doesn't measure heart. So I think you add that kind of money on there for the kind of for his marketability. So you definitely make more income because he's a very well-known name, especially like I went to camp in Canada and I heard nothing about Marcus, and it's not that many kids like baseball there, but Marcus Stroman is all I heard. All I saw were Stroman Blue Jays jerseys. So I was there when he got traded. So I was pretty hyped about that. And then when I saw what we gave up, I wasn't too happy because I knew this was probably going to bite us in the ass like all trades do. But it's great to have him back. I'd be totally down to sign him long-term after this year based on how well he pitches this year. And that's how I felt about it. I didn't think he was going to pick up his qualifying offer or accept it, but I thought he should have because he didn't pitch last year. It's a slow offseason. Guys.
That's what I was thinking. Since everybody's trying to cut down payroll, I think that the number of 20 million plus yearly contracts are definitely going to be on the decline this year and are going to be kind of like raising at a slow rate in the next coming years because everybody's trying to cut payroll.
Except the
So
Mets.
except the
The
Mets.
Mets are
So
trying
the
to grow
Mets should
payroll.
not have offered him that and got him for around 16 million because I don't think any team's paying him over 15.
Yeah, like it's tough, but I don't think a $2 million difference makes any difference for this ownership group. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Just spend however the hell you want. But
Yeah, I guess.
no, I totally get that point. I just think, yeah, he's probably a $16 million baseball player, but you add that marketability, add that he's a superstar for different reasons, not just success on the field. I think that he is worth that price tag, and I think another team would pay more than what the Mets would have offered him if they only offered him like a $16 million contract. Also, like, who else on the team would you given a qualifying offer to? Jake Marisnik, like Michael Waka, like no. Yoenis Cespedes, like no.
Bring
But
him back.
no, hell no. But yeah, really happy about that. I thought I think I had him going to the Angels before.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I like a team that I think was going to overpay for him just because of the name factor and the lack of depth on start. Well, there's a decent amount of depth on the market, but like he's kind of that tier 2 guy. Like last year, you had Garrett Cole was the
Yeah,
king
he's a
of
number
the.
2, number 3 starter.
I think he's nothing. I don't think he's a number 2 starter. He's definitely a very good number 3.
Very good number 3. That's perfect.
Yeah, he's might be like for a number 3, he might be like A to S tier. But he's not an ace really. His strikeouts have gone up a bit. The only thing that concerns me about him is injuries. He's had some injuries in his career, and his kind of more of a ground ball pitcher. But I'm going to get to later how the Mets can upgrade their defense. So, also, Robbie Ray is re-signed with the Blue Jays. That obviously affects your Yankees a decent amount. He's an interesting pitcher.
We like to take our walks here in New York, so
yeah,
I don't think Robbie Ray is going to be too much of a problem.
yeah, I was gonna say. So he's interesting because he strikes a lot of guys out, but last year he had a horrible home run issue, and my God, his walks was I don't have the exact stat, but it was
I think
hilarious.
7 per 9, if I remember correctly.
Something nuts like that. Like it was ridiculous. And played really bad at the Diamondbacks. Went to the Blue Jays. I hate watching him because he grunts so loud. And it gives me.
I love watching that. That's so funny.
Yeah, I can do a little grunt, like grunt here and there, but not just throw. Throw.
That might be why he's walking so many. He's just overthrowing every single pitch.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Think about that. He's probably like your average 92, 93 mile an hour fastball kind of guy, but he always overthrows, so he's throwing 94, 95, but with no control.
Yeah.
Imagine if that's it.
That'd be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
Because yeah. So that Blue Jays rotation I think has potential. You got Ryu as your number 1, who he's basically a non-ace ace because he's an ace, but he's not your conventional ace. So like he doesn't really strike many guys out, but he gives up no home runs. He walks absolutely no one, and he's a really good pitcher. He had a little bit of a rough start to the year, but he really picked it up, and I think he came in either third or second for the Cy Young. So, and then you got Nate Pearson, who I'm a huge fan of. That dude throws gas.
Please stay off the injured list, Nate Pearson. Please stay off the injured list.
Yeah, was hurt a bit last year. Didn't pitch very well, but it's a lot of times with rookie pitchers, they don't pitch amazingly. Especially, it seems like the top prospect rookie pitchers like never start out amazing. Like Casey Mize didn't start out. Yeah, well, some pitchers start out incredible, like Sixto Sanchez, or like
or
David Peterson on the Mets started out pretty good. Yeah, Steven Strasburg, his debut was nuts. Shout out to Foolish Baseball. I'm thinking about that video he made. But yeah, and then you got Robbie Ray. You got who else? Shoemaker's a free agent, but you also got Tanner Roark, as he's probably your 5 starter. I see them signing a pretty high level starter. I think I could see them getting James Paxton. I think Jacob.
Whoa! Don't spoil my team.
Oh, okay. Well, we talked about this last time. I predicted him in our last episode, the free agent video.
Dang, good memory.
Yeah. Well, some of the big guys I remember where I had him too, because a lot of like the John Boy Media, all these baseball guys like talking baseball and stuff. Well,
Hmm.
that is John Boy Media, but like I see like their prediction videos and I agree with some of them. Like,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
but yeah, Blue Jays. I really like their young core. I think they could. I see them as probably a third place team just because of the division they play in. But I
Hmm.
definitely see them as probably a playoff team, maybe even without the extended playoff form. So
Expanded.
yeah, expanded playoffs, yeah, not extended. So yeah, Robbie Ray back to the Yankees as well as Kevin Gausman. He picked up his qualifying offer. I know this doesn't really affect the Mets or Yankees, but well, he used to be in the Yankees division, but and the Mets division for a bit. But we like to do like all MLB news here. So, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on Kevin Gausman?
I think the breakout was legit. He throws hard with good spin. If he can stay off the injured list, because most hard throwers get on the injured list, and I will. This is probably the thing I say most commonly on this show. Yeah, if he can stay off the injured list, he will be really, really good.
I think San Fran's a great fit in like a pitcher park. Like it's weird
Oh
because
yeah.
he had so much success in Baltimore, which is a very hitter park, but then he went
Hmm.
stunk at Atlanta, stunk in Cincinnati. But it looks like he's found a home, and which I didn't even think that was a good signing at first. I thought he would get like a 1 year, $1 million contract, and they gave him
Yeah,
like
same.
he came off some rough years, but they gave him a multi-year deal, and they gave him a 1 year deal. Obviously, 1 year, he's a free agent, but uh, or I think they may have given him an option or something that he probably declined. I'm not 100% sure on the contract he got from the Giants, but it's looking good in their favor now. I don't think a lot of people are thinking the Giants are ready to compete. I actually think they should go full rebuild, honestly. Like their farm
Really?
system isn't great, dude. It's all the veterans. Like maybe like Brandon Belt had a great year. Don't get me wrong, but you got Evan Longoria. Like how great is he? Donovan Solano had a great year. He's pretty old though. Not
Yeah,
that
he's
old,
32,
32, I think.
33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like his one good year. He had a good like half year in 2019, and then Brandon Crawford's not a good player anymore. Yastrzemski's a really good player, but also like
Oh,
Alex
they should
Al,
definitely. That's where the rebuild should be built around.
they should trade him. I
Like,
know they should trade him.
yeah, exactly. That's what I
He's
mean.
like 30 years old. He's a late bloomer, but he's a great player.
No, that's like what I mean. Like, the rebuild, the prospects should be
You'd get a
spawned.
lot for him because yeah, like really good
Exactly.
hitting fielder gets you a ton. So,
Yeah.
and then Alex Dickerson's decent. I don't even know who their right fielder was last year. I know Hunter Pence to start the year, but he had a really bad year. Oh yeah, who else is on
He's
the
gone.
team? Wilmer Flores was like their DH, which my boy Wilma. I always love Wilmer, but yeah, and their pitching isn't great. Like Kevin Gausman, decent pitcher, but who else? Like Johnny Cueto, Jeff Samardzija. Who no, they end up cutting him, but no,
Yeah, he's gone.
yeah, they got a really promising young catcher in Joey Bart, but I think the Giants should honestly blow it up, to be honest. But
Yeah,
looks like
I think after this year and the year after that, there's so much money off the books. I
yeah,
think
you
there is
can
a
make your
chance that
push
they don't
there.
necessarily need to rebuild.
Well, just get all the veterans that are going to be gone at the end. Maybe you don't. But look, by the time you're competitive, by the time those guys come off the book, how old is Yastrzemski going to be? He's going to be like, what, 34, 35? Or it might not be that long. He'll probably be like
32,
30. What was he right now? 30?
29.
Oh, he's 29. Oh,
I'll
okay,
check.
okay.
29, I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
I'm going a bit over on the age for him, but no, I think they should trade Yastrzemski. Um, but you got Joey Bart, you got some solid core in the farm. Uh, who they got that dude from the Angels in the Zach Cozart deal. But yeah, I'm not. I like the Giants like as a team, as a franchise, just a legendary franchise. They had a mini dynasty this year. One of my favorite pitchers of all time, Tim Lincecum, was obviously a Giant. So
Oh, the
the
freak.
freak, which I never really watched him like while he was pitching, but going back and watching his highlights and like the way he threw, and like there's some
Yeah.
guys that there's some legends on that team. So and legends in the past. Barry
course.
Bonds, who I think is the greatest baseball player of all time, or maybe best baseball player of all
What
time. I don't know.
the?
I don't think you would say greatest just because of his like greatest. You kind of think of reputation and stuff like that. But I think Barry Bonds is
Well,
the
I mean, I also just like look at, real on stats. And what I do know is that the average fastball and pitch velocity and movement back in the day not only was like less back then, but they also were using roids to hit the balls. So the fact that Mike Trout is still out hitting almost every single hitter in baseball history with the highest break movement, you know, I should say mileage, that's
I think
clearly.
I think he'll be the best baseball player of all time when his career is over. But like right now, guys that have kind of their careers are done or they're out of their primes, basically. Like I would
Oh,
probably put
Miggy or
yeah
Albert.
yeah Miggy and Albert, but like I wouldn't put them as the best of all time. They're definitely up there. I'd say they're
I'd
definitely the
say
best.
Albert's top 10.
Albert's top 10 for sure. But
Yeah.
no, a lot of people argue with me about Barry Bonds because of whole steroids. Steroids don't give you the best walk percentage of all time, except for all the intentional walks. But steroids don't necessarily give you a 500 on base percentage. But that's just my opinion. But moving on, we got Tony La Russa, his whole situation. Now this
You
annoys
thought
me.
you said that you thought it was gonna be good, right?
I thought it wasn't gonna be good. I thought it wasn't gonna be terrible because that's how everyone freaking out. I thought give him a chance, but the fact they knew all this DUI shit was happening while they were interviewing him, this is what I don't understand. This is what pisses
I'm a
me off.
Hall of Famer person.
Yep, I we'll get to that. I like the White Sox actually. Like they're a super
Oh,
fun
I
young
love the
team.
White Sox.
Yeah, they're a
Yeah.
super fun young team, and this is just shit ownership getting in the way. Like, I'm pretty sure the owner was the guy who hired this guy. This is like what I'm so happy
Ooh.
about with Steve Cohen is that we have incompetent owners out of here. Um,
Yeah.
the owner made a decision. I don't know why the hell they parted ways with Rick Renneria. I know they didn't fire him. I think it was like some mutual, but usually mutual agreements are you're fired, but the guy's going to be nice and not going to take his pay. Something like that. I
Yeah.
don't. The fact that the dude got fired and he's a top 3 for winner for manager of the year, I didn't get that, and I just don't. Now looking back in it, I don't get hiring a 70-something-year-old to coach the
That
youngest
is
team in the
basically
league.
just A-Rod when it comes to playoff time. Bunt,
And
bunt, 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 bunt.
it's the youngest team, probably the youngest team in the league. I actually thought they should get a bilingual / Latin guy because you look at that team, every
That's how they
position,
did in 2005. I mean, I
every
fucking
position.
love Dodger
Listen,
Ian.
every position player but one right now is Latin. Grandal, he's Cuban. Jose Abreu's Cuban. Madrigal's American, but or no, and
He's not
Anderson
even in
two
there
and
yet
two
completely.
and two. Who?
What?
Madrigal and Anderson are the only American guys. And then Yohan Moncada, Eloy Jimenez, Luis Robert, or Robert, and if you want to count Nomar Mazara, if he's going to be the right fielder, which I doubt he will be, but I bet they're going to upgrade. I would have loved to see them bring in like a bilingual or Latin guy just because you need
Yeah,
a manager that's going to vibe with the team. And I don't think Tony La Russa
exactly.
do
Not
that.
just two of the starting infield.
Yeah. And like Marcus Stroman even said, like, no amount of money would ever get me to play for you, which I thought the White Sox would be a great fit for him. Like a young team
Oh yeah.
that needs some pitching upgrades. Like, obviously he's back
Hmm.
with the Mets now, but man, like the fact that you knew about all this DUI shit, and when he got pulled over, he was talking about like, I only had one drink, I'm famous, or no, I'm a Hall of
You
Famer.
see my ring?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He said, "You see my ring?" Which, who walks around with a World Series ring everywhere? Like every.
Baseball person or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a Hall of Fame baseball person. Which who walks around with their World Series ring?
Yeah.
Those things get clunky, man. Like they're big
Oh
and like
yeah.
you think about that, man trying to eat and you get shit all over your World
Somebody could
Series
mug
ring.
him so easily.
Oh, for sure. It's just like you got this bling on your finger. It's a big ass ring. Uh, but yeah, man, poor White Sox. I feel bad for White Sox fans. Anyways,
Same.
getting which I've only met one White Sox fan in my life, so I'm sorry to you, man. I'm sorry for you, but I know there's a lot of White Sox fans too. But moving on to a couple Mets rumors. Trevor Bauer, I'm honestly thinking will be a Met. Now I know it's not everything, but Sandy Alderson said they'd love to have Trevor Bauer on WFAN, and let me see if I can pull up the tweets. Him and agent Rachel Luba both tweeted something. So um, Sandy Alderson on WFAN. I actually think Bauer would be a great personality in New York, the kind of guy that fans would endorse. We're in the entertainment business. Trevor Bauer, best response of all time. His responses keep getting better and better. Nah, baseball isn't entertainment. It's boring and personality isn't allowed. And this Bauer guy is going to be terrible in the New York media. Big head case. Couldn't handle it. What a fucking legend, man. And then to the same tweet, his agent Rachel Luba said Sandy Alderson gets it. So, man, I'm starting to think it could happen with all the teams wanting not to pay for big players.
Yeah, you guys are in the best position right now.
And he said in the past that he likes to take shorter term deals to keep resetting his market. Yeah, but he's never pitched this good before. He just won the Cy Young, which we're gonna get to. He just won a Cy Young, and I think he could take maybe a 4-year deal, something like that. He was maybe even like a 5-year deal. Now that he's 30, he's in the middle of his prime. You don't want to be taking 1-year deals when you're 35, 36.
In the middle of your prime, yeah.
Exactly. So, and he's sponsored by Lids now and took a picture with a bunch of hats. And people are thinking those are the hats for the teams that he's going to sign with. And one of the pictures, he was wearing a Mets hat. And, man, the blue and orange, or the orange and blue, looked good on him. You got to remember the right order. Sometimes we say blue and orange, but it's orange and blue. That's important.
I'll remember that.
Yeah, remember that. Yeah, dude looks good in the orange and blue. So, got to say that. I'm thinking we can get Bauer. And that's crazy to think that we're going to get the top free agent on the market, in my opinion. Now, usually
that is crazy.
He might not be the best player on the market, but a lot of times starting pitchers go for a shit ton of money because it's hard to find, especially on the free agent market. Like a lot of teams won't let their best, pitcher walk. And man, Bauer's the real deal, and I think I see him possibly coming to New York with the Mets.
I definitely see that.
Another thing, Yankee rumor, DJ LeMahieu. So he declines his qualifying offer, which we expect. But there's rumors everywhere. Like this one I sent you. I'm going to read this tweet out. One of my closest friends' uncle works for the Blue Jays front office, and I can confirm the Blue Jays are going to go offer LeMahieu 3-year contract in the range of $85 to $92 million. Yankees might be screwed. If he gets offered that, he's 100% taking it.
Not if the Yankees go even harder.
You think the Yankees are going harder? They want to cut payroll.
I mean, if they're not going for Bauer. If they're going for LeMahieu,
they weren't going to go for Bauer in the first place. I think it's a terrible idea to go for Bauer unless you're signing him to a 1-year deal. But
obviously, but I mean, every team dips their toes in the market at least in the beginning to see where it is.
Right.
And I think to compensate for it, the outrage that Brian Cashman would face if he did not re-sign LeMahieu would just be absolutely astounding.
Especially to a division rival. There's also rumors to him going to the Red Sox. Now, man, I could get down for that. That's a perfect fit.
It would be a good fit, but it's just
a
not
great
the right
fit because
time.
You either play him at second or first and put Michael Chavis at either first or second, whatever LeMahieu plays, which I think he'll play second just because he's a great second baseman. I know he's getting a bit older, so he can move to first base, so he has good flexibility. If he signs with the Red Sox, I honestly think he should be playing third base, move Devers to first base because, my God, he's incompetent at third base. But which also, another thing I forgot to bring up, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. said he's going back to third base, which good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Manager's saying Montoya is going to say, no, your fat ass is not playing third base. He said it was because he have a knee injury or something. I'm sorry for fat shaming there.
Wait, why is he moving over to third if he injured his knee then?
No, he moved to first. No, that's why he said he played first last year.
Oh, my bad. I misheard you.
He's not like it's not only that he's a bad first baseman, he's just not a third baseman at all. Like he doesn't have the build to play the position. And just you can easily find another third baseman, which there's rumors that the Blue Jays are in the Lindor conversation, so you move Bichette over to third, or second, Biggio to third, something like that. But no, Vlad Guerrero Jr. He's a first baseman.
Yes.
And if he's playing third base, that's a stupid decision. I know some guys want to play in their favorite spots, but you play what's best for the team. And my God, him at third base is not best for the team whatsoever. But
yeah, I want to play shortstop for my teams, but I mean that's never gonna happen. Not in a million years.
What's your position?
Because I'm an outfielder.
You're an outfielder? Center,
yeah,
left, or right, or all three?
Corners preferably, but occasionally I'll play center.
Nice.
Yeah.
You gotta tell me about your because if you guys don't know, I don't play baseball at all. Like I like playing for fun, but if you guys know me, I'm a big music guy, so it's kind of weird to have a music nerd also being a baseball nerd. But no, I like playing baseball for fun, but I just don't have the time or the skill, to be honest, to play baseball. But no, I love watching it and stuff. But
fun.
yeah, man. But back to DJ LeMahieu. Yeah, perfect fit for the Red Sox. I want to see it happen.
It makes no sense.
It does make sense.
I don't care if their second base sucks.
For the Red Sox, yes, it makes sense.
Dude, well, that's not going to solve their pitching problems.
They could sign a few arms. You get Sale back. You get Eduardo Rodriguez back. You bring back Martin Perez. You sign.
The fuck knows if Sale's going to do good.
You sign. Okay, well, you sign Eduardo. Like I said, Eduardo Rodriguez is coming back. You have Nathan Eovaldi. You sign a Jake Odorizzi, a lower level starter like that. Like an Alex Wood. No, is Alex Wood a free agent? Someone like that. Or you trade for someone, and the bullpen's still a disaster, but you can sign some guys. There's a lot of good bullpen arms this year. So yeah, if the Red Sox, it's not going to take them long to be good again. To be honest, they got in the. I know you're gonna kill me for saying this. They have an elite manager coming back, which he won a World Series with the first year with the Red Sox. So yeah.
Well, I wonder the fuck why.
I'm not defending cheating. They barely cheated, okay? They used the video room to figure out sequences for second baseman. When a runner's on second base. Like they're not banging on trash cans.
That's the biggest spot in the game. That's the reason why some pitchers win Cy Youngs and some don't. You can have super good stuff, but if runners are in scoring position, it doesn't matter how good you are with nobody on.
Yeah.
Because in the end,
they didn't cheat in the playoffs, though. They couldn't. They had a guy watching like an MLB representative in the video room. So that team was gonna.
That actually, that kind of takes away my 16-1, compensation there.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, cheating, I don't like that team. Cheating or not, was gonna make the playoffs.
Oh, by far, of course.
Phenomenal team. So he fair and square won him. Which, I didn't write this down in the notes, but segue. Alex Cora's rehired by the Red Sox.
Whoa!
We didn't talk about that because we talked about Hinch last time. Same opinion here. Totally cool with it because the players weren't punished. If the players got a punishment, I would have liked a longer suspension for each of them, but the dudes who did all the damage got nothing. And also, the Astros are getting sued by Jeff Lou now. So everyone's leaving the Astros, and Springer's out. That team's falling to shreds. Their absolute moron owner deserves it. Mr. Well, I didn't say it didn't impact the game, but it didn't impact the game. We just broke the rules. I don't even know if he has a Southern accent, but he's the Houston.
He seems like he does.
Yeah, he's a Houston owner, so he basically does. But yeah. What are your thoughts about Alex Cora? That must scare you a bit now that that's definitely the best manager in the division now. I think you guys got the worst manager in the division now, if I had to say it myself.
Well, wait, if I had to say it myself, are we not going to talk about the fact that Aaron Boone won 100 games in his first 2 seasons as manager, but you call him stupid whereas Alex Cora won 100 games as a manager in his first year, then fucking blew shit up in 2019, didn't do anything, and he's still one of the best managers in your mind?
Well, that team was obliterated, especially on pitching, was obliterated by injuries.
What about the Yankees? Weren't they obliterated by
Not on the
injuries in
pitching, not
2019?
pitching side specifically. Like, yes, Severino went down, but Paxton was
And
there.
Paxton.
Tanaka was there. Oh wait, he was. Oh, okay, yeah, but you had good depth in your rotation. Like the Yankees B squad was still a great team. That's on Cashman. Like the fact that their
I
depth
love to
with
hear that.
no, they're in 2019, their B squad was a good major league team. Now in 2020, their B squad sucked, and
Yeah.
their record really proved that. Like when you had guys like Clint Frazier and who else? Cameron Maben and Brett Gardner and who else was on like that 2019 B squad? And then
Talkman.
LeMahieu was part of that. Yeah, Talkman. You know, Boone managed a good year that year. Now, yes, getting good performances out of players, but whenever I watch the Yankees, which isn't all the time, but obviously in the playoffs, I think he makes stupid decisions.
Oh, he does. I'm just trying to like put
And
you on the
you
spot
shit on
about
him
the
all the
Cora
time.
situation.
You shit on him
Yeah.
all the time. So
I'm just trying to put you on the spot about the Cora
No.
situation and why you
Oh,
support him after not supporting Boone.
yeah. How many World Series does Boone have?
How many Game 7 ALCS home run clinching home runs does Aaron Boone have?
3. Oh, I mean, how many guys like hit a home run in elimination
No, how many
game?
times has he hit a game clinching?
Oh, Boone the player. Oh, 1. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. The one time. But
Yeah,
I'm
he
talking
sucked.
Boone the manager. I was talking about like guys hitting home runs to knock
I
the
know.
Yankees out too. Yeah. Your boy Brasso and Tatuve.
Fuck you. Don't mention that name. I hate him.
I love Brasso.
I still have PTSD to this
It's
day.
a great story, man.
He's a pussy.
No, he's not. What is he a pussy about?
Are you kidding me? He didn't get mad when Chapman threw it around his head. He only got mad after he struck out the very next fucking pitch.
Yeah, he was probably in shock that he almost got fucking killed. Okay, let's see you have 100-mile-an-hour.
Why wasn't he in shock during the at bat?
Hey! Imagine you getting 100-mile-an-hour straight to the head. You barely miss it. I think you're gonna be kind of in shock for a sec.
I'd be laying on the ground screaming "Jinkies." To be completely honest,
I retire after that. I'd be fucked. I wouldn't even let it go near my head. Once it left the ball left his hand, I'm running back to the dugout. I'm out of here.
Imagine if that was a curveball then.
Yeah, man. But anyways, I do think back to DJ LeMahieu. I think he'll be back with the Yankees, but man, seeing him in a Red Sox uniform would be awesome because all the Yankee fans would be, oh my God, DJ LeMahieu is gone. Oh, fire Cashman.
Yeah.
Which that makes me happy.
I love the extra at the end.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, please fire Cashman. Mets will hire him, and then Steve Cohen, Uncle Stevie, will give him an unlimited budget, and he'll be amazing.
Oh my God.
What you want? I know you want
I
to
didn't
see
even
that happen.
I actually kind of want to see that happen. That would be like genius.
Do you feel bad for the Mets at all for how bad they've been?
Oh, totally.
Okay,
but I also love to piss on.
Yeah, like every time the Yankees lose in the playoffs, I actually don't feel bad for them at all. I think it's hilarious. I actually make sure Yankee fans know that I think it's hilarious, and then they act like it doesn't bother them. That's when it's funny. But anyways,
I was staring at the ceiling for 3 straight hours
after
the home run.
Yeah. Or after the game, was it Urshela lined out to Wendell, right? That's how it ended. Yeah, that's how it ended.
He broke the fucking glove.
Yeah. But
that's how hard he hit it.
Yep. But line out. Anyways, we're now going to segue to the meat of the video, the good stuff. So we're gonna do mock off seasons. So let's flip a coin. I don't have a coin with me. Or do I? I have a guitar pick that has text on one side and no text on the other side. Text is heads, blank is tails. Heads or tails, see who goes first.
Tails.
Oh shit, I dropped it. Oh well, it's heads. Wait, let me flip it again. Hang on.
Oh wait, no, that's not how the game works.
Hang on, no, because it fell off the table.
Oh, sure.
It did.
I heard the little shit.
You were about to go, and then, all right, you said tails, right? Okay, it's tails. All right, Yankees first. All right, best for last.
All right.
All right,
So,
what do you want Brian Cashman and the New York Yankees to do this offseason?
I want them to re-sign LeMahieu for 4 years at 100 million exactly. After that, I want Gardy to retire. I don't want them to give him an offer. I want Tanaka back for 2 years, around 30 million.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to sign Eric Thames for 1 year, 7 million, and you will see why after this monumentous trade involving Gio Urshela, Gary Sanchez, and Clint Frazier for Francisco Lindor.
Ooh, okay. I got a Lindor trade too, but
with a different team, I'm guessing.
No, yeah, with the Mets. Mets and for Francisco Lindor. Yeah. Ooh, wait, so Urshela, Gary Sanchez, and who else? Clint Frazier?
Yep.
I honestly think they might take yours over mine, but
tragic.
All right, but yeah, that's a cool trade. So Thames moves to third. Wait, no, Thames moves to where does he play?
I was thinking playing Thames DH or first base and moving DJ over to third.
Oh, right. And then Lindor to short, Voit at first,
and
Glaber second. Okay, yeah. Anything to get Glaber not playing shortstop, I think is the best move.
Exactly.
I think, yeah, I do like that trade a lot. Anything, let me think.
I do have another trade.
So wait, so now your rotation with this, is your trade for a pitcher?
My second trade is for a pitcher, yes.
Okay, wait, so solid trade, and then I want to go over the depth charts and stuff.
All right, Will Smith, the pitcher, for Domingo Germán and Jonathan Loaizaga.
That's done. They're never going to do that.
You never know. Loaizaga has been very good.
The Braves aren't dealing. They just signed him. I know he had a down year, but relievers have down years. When he's good, he's incredible. I don't think it makes much sense for either team because that's your depth for your starting rotation. So if guys go down, that's good depth for the Yankees. Germán's kind of
the thing is though they are trying to get rid of Germán.
Yeah, I don't know who wants him. He's an asshole who just retires and then not unretires, and then Loaizaga, yeah, he's got good stuff, but I don't really see him. He's not that known commodity.
You throw Miguel Andujar in there, maybe.
I don't see a fit with the Braves though. That's what the Braves need is they need some good pitching depth, and they need a third baseman. In my opinion,
I just named pitching depth and a third baseman.
Miguel Andujar is not a third baseman.
Well, I mean,
he's a DH. He's not a good third baseman at all.
He is a third baseman though.
Okay, that's like calling Pete Alonso a third baseman. Like some guys can play some positions, some guys you can't just move them over. You know what I'm saying?
I obviously know Miguel Andujar sucks at playing everywhere, but I'm just saying for the sake of on a roster, he is labeled as a third baseman.
Yes. Or maybe he could be a decent first baseman, to be honest. But
they've been trying him in left and first.
I know they tried him in left.
Yeah.
How did he do there? Did he play any games in left? I know.
He did. Not for many innings though.
Yeah.
So he must not have been that good.
He must have not gotten much action too. If you didn't.
Yeah.
If you didn't really see if he was good or not, but yeah, no, Andujar, it's tough with him because I think you guys. if you guys weren't a competitive team, the thing what you'd want to do is play him a ton and try to get that trade value up. But
Yeah,
it just sucks
develop.
because he was on top of the world, arguably should have won. Now I think Otani maybe kind of robbed them a bit of 2018
Yep.
American League Rookie of the Year, just because
Yeah, I was mad about that.
I feel like Otani, just because of the name and what he does,
Yeah.
won him the award.
But did you hear Michael Lorenzen's going to the rotation for the Reds?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this might mean we might see another two-way
Two-way player.
player. Yep.
Ooh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't love that Will Smith trade. I don't really understand it from both sides. For the Yankees, yeah, I kind of understand it, but Braves, I don't think they would do it.
I don't know. Maybe.
I like Will Smith a lot, though. I was hoping the Mets would sign him last year, but quickly signed with the Braves, which bummed me out. But
yeah.
What else do you
I
have
have
on?
more.
Yep, go for it.
Jose Quintana, 1 year, $11 million.
It's Quintana,
Give you
not
that night.
Quintana. Spanish,
Wait, for
bro.
real?
Yeah, it's Quintana.
Quintana?
Yeah, he's Colombian, which I love because I went to Colombia. I have family from there, so
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, man.
Nice.
I have a
Shit, my
Colombian
bad.
sombrero. Yeah, Quintana, not Quintana.
Quintana.
Yeah, get the name right. What else? Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. I used to call Jonathan Lowe. I was like Jonathan Lowe Isiga.
No way, same. That was like when I was like 10 years old and he was like first coming up. I was like, oh
He was a
yes,
thing when you were. He was a thing when you were 10 years old.
Nobody was in Tap Sports like 15.
Really? I thought he was like a
Something like
super young pitcher.
that. He's around like 25 right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice, but yeah. What are those others? So you got Quintana and
This might be really weird, but I think it also might really work. Sergio Romo or
I like that.
Yeah, for 1 year, or Tyler Clippard for 1 year.
Yeah, fuck Tyler Clippard. You lost us the World Series. No, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, the two Twins guys. I like Sergio Romo a lot. I just think he's getting up there in age. He's kind of a little bit. I don't know how he would do in such a hitter-friendly park.
Yeah, that's why it would be 1 year and for next to nothing.
And he's not really your ace of your bullpen. He's more of like a depth piece. Like you'd still get a decent amount of innings, but you're obviously going to go to Chapman, Britton, Ottavino, Chad Green more than you would to Romo, obviously. So yeah, no, I like those two signings.
Thank you.
So what else? What are there any other moves? Because we should go over now your depth chart. Are the rosters going to be 26 man next year? Because I did mine as 26 man roster.
I don't know yet. I don't think they've released it.
Yeah.
So I just did 26 man.
Yeah, same. All right, so let's go over your depth chart. So in the rotation, you have Garrett Cole 1.
Sevy 2.
Yep. Well,
you
can't not at the start of the year.
Well, okay.
Well, he actually got Tommy John like pretty early on in the right at the beginning of spring training, so he might be ready. But I don't think they're going to rush him considering he's had a lot of injuries in the past.
Just like, I didn't go through like 20, 25, 26 man, like one by one. I just kind of made like the key transactions that I think. I went through the list of free agents and like just trade pieces.
Right.
So I'm not as prepped for this as you are.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Well, I don't even have any of the contract. I guess we're equally prepped because I don't really have a lot of the contract stuff written down. But so we can just kind of come up, like, you obviously know your team pretty well, and I know the Yankees decently well, especially for a Mets fan. So I think we can easily go through, especially the rotation. So, like, I guess we'll put Severino in there, just assuming he's ready. So, Cole, Severino, Tanaka, Davy Garcia,
Quintana.
and Quintana.
and Davy Garcia.
Yeah. And then you
Yeah.
got guys like Michael King and Montgomery as kind of depth pieces. Guys,
Mhm.
long guys in the bullpen, stuff like that. Keep a guy in AAA.
Yeah.
Something like
Montgomery, I
that.
think, would be the replacement for Sevy early on.
Yeah. That's definitely a good fit. And then your lineup would be catcher Higashioka,
Yeah.
first base Voit or Thames. No,
Voight and
Voit.
Thames would split time.
Yeah. And well, Thames would also get a lot of time. He'd probably be on the bench mainly because if you got Stanton as your DH.
Yeah. Voight stays off or just a late inning pinch hitter. He's a nice lefty bat.
Fuck, I just coughed a bunch. But have you seen some of those Stanton trade rumors? Like people
I've seen a
to the-
couple, but I
to the
really don't think
Cubs,
he's on the move.
People were talking about you Darvish and stuff. I'm like, dude, no one's gonna. Stanton's a great player, but not for that amount of money and that many years. But so second base Glaber, shortstop Lindor, third base LeMahieu,
DJ.
left Frazier, Hicks in center, Judge in right for half the year until he gets hurt. And then with half the team.
You've been saving that one, I can tell.
Oh, of course. Well, I haven't been saving it, but every time I mention Judge, I got to do it, man. But
yeah,
and then,
of course.
Stanton as your DH, and then you got like a 4-man bench. So you got Thames. Who else? Your backup catcher, whoever that's going to be. Which you definitely need to sign a guy, but that's not backup catchers. No one really cares. You sign like freaking Jason Castro.
Eric Kratz coming out of retirement, 2021.
Jason Castro, that'd be an interesting fit for you guys. A good defensive guy who can hit pretty well.
Oh, I'd like, yeah.
So I think that's a good fit. And then you got a guy like Tyler Wade, right? That was one of your kind of depth infielders, and then Talkman.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh yeah, and then who else? You got Talkman. He'd be a good guy on your bench. Guys like that, yeah. And then bullpen would be, assuming it's like an 8-man bullpen, Chapman, Ottavino, Britton, Chad Green. You said Sergio Romo, right? And then Will Smith, assuming what you did.
It goes well.
Yeah. And then who are the other bullpen guys you guys got?
I think you just named 7, correct?
I've named 6, yeah.
Oh, 6.
And
then we've also got
one of like your starters, like a Michael King or something, like a long guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michael King. He was born in Rochester, by the way.
Oh, no way. Oh, shout out to him.
Yep.
Word. Yeah, shout out to
But he
you,
grew
Michael
up in
King.
Staten Island, so it doesn't really count.
Oh yeah. Screw you, Michael. Yeah, I hate Staten Island too. I'm just kidding. I don't hate it. As a Brooklyn guy, I never really understood the love for Staten Island. I'm like, but you're not even in the city, really. Like no subway, none of that. But not Staten Island. You're chill. Don't worry. Yeah, and then insert another good depth
Clark
piece.
Schmidt, perhaps.
Yeah, someone like that. So
unless he gets traded.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to my Mets. So we got a busy offseason, to say the least. So we're gonna start by signing Trevor Bauer. We're gonna sign JT We're gonna sign JT Realmuto. And we're gonna sign Brett Anderson, starting pitcher. He was on the Brewers last year. Been with Oakland, good depth piece, and he's gonna be basically Syndergaard's replacement until he's ready to come back. And then we're gonna sign Brad Hand and Shane Green. Now I know this is crazy. I know this is crazy. That's the Mets especially, but Steve Cohen, everyone's not going to want to spend money except Steve Cohen. The dude's literally a Mets fan. He literally said he's not even trying to make any money from this, or he doesn't care if he makes money or not. He's got a day job. He knows what to do. So and then I'm bringing back Justin Wilson, Jake Marisnick. He's going to be my 4th outfielder, good defensive option, and Erasmo Ramirez. I think you bring him back in the minor leagues. He's a really good. He played well in a role of a long reliever last year. So if a starting pitcher goes down, you could kind of run an opener with like a guy like Seth Lugo. And then he obviously, if he's not stretched out to be a starting pitcher, you could have Ramirez kind of eat up a bulk of those innings, go about like 3 to 4 innings, kind of what Julio Urias on the Dodgers did for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then, so here's my blockbuster. I'm trading for Francisco Lindor, like I said. And I'm going to be trading Brett Beatty, Ahmed Rosario, and Steven Matz. So Brett Beatty was our first round pick in 2019. Now,
what?
What?
I don't think that I don't think would fly.
Let me just explain why. Brett Beatty was
Right.
our excuse me. Brett Beatty was our first round pick in 2019, which I'm not crazy about giving up prospects, but Francisco Lindor is basically a generational talent. Like, he's a phenomenal player. He does a lot what our team struggles with, which is defense, speed, and we don't have a switch hitter in the lineup. So he gives us all of that. Rosario had a really good 2019, not a great 2018, or not a great 2020, but he's improved his defense a bit at short. That's basically his replacement. He was our number one prospect at one point, so he still has a ton of upside. He's super young too. I think he's 22. So I think that'd be a great fit. And I know Steven Matz has sucked recently, but that's kind of a throw-in. Cleveland develops pitchers like very well, and I think he could be developed into a decent pitcher. I thought about throwing in J.D. Davis in there, but the reason I didn't put him in there, I think that would be more likely to get it through. And I think you add another prospect in there. Compared to your deal, I don't know if this would go through, but also Indians got to think about Yankees in the American League. You're going to be playing them in the playoffs. Likely, you're like, well, with Lindor gone, maybe not, but you have some competition there, especially with the playoffs and stuff. So I think they'd rather trade it to a team that they won't really care about unless very rare interleague play or the World Series, which I don't think the Indians are making the World Series with what they've done to their team. Especially trading their best player. But Lindor would obviously be our shortstop, and another blockbuster. I want to trade Robinson Cano for a player to be named later or a major league veteran. I know you're probably thinking, well, Cano had such a good year last year. Well, here's the thing: he's getting paid a ton of money, but you're probably thinking, well, who's going to take on his contract? I actually looked at his contract. So he's getting, I think, 19 this year, but it's going down. I think it goes down to, here, let me pull up the contract. So I know it's slowly going down. And for a team giving up nothing, you basically got a free second baseman who isn't amazing, but he had a phenomenal year last year. I think he actually got robbed of the Silver Slugger. But this year, so 2020, I might be lying. I think his contract's not going down. Never mind. I saw something on Fangraphs about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. You trade.
Yeah.
I know it sucks that you're trading basically Jared Kelenic for 1 year or 2 years of Cano, one shit, one good, and a shit year and a really good year of Edwin Diaz, and hopefully more good years. But new regimes in here. You don't need to worry about, just get over your past mistakes. This trade was a huge mistake. He was even asked about it in the press conference. He didn't really mention it too much, but he just talked about how he wants to kind of hold on to younger players. But it sucks that this is what it comes down to, that you have to trade Cano now, but he doesn't have a fit on this team. I'd rather play a young guy, and this team has a stupid amount of left-handed bats, and you need to, which is like the opposite of the Yankees, basically, who have all righties. We need to get some more righties in here, so I don't think Cano is the best fit. So I don't know, player to be named later, low-level prospect, or a decent major leaguer, something like that. Non-tender, I want to non-tender Robert Gesellman. Had a really bad year last year. Pitched an awful game against the Yankees, which you probably remember. He's the dude with the long black hair.
I remember him.
Really
he's
bad.
ugly as hell.
He's what?
He looks like a rat.
Nah, he's not a bad-looking dude, man. That's not nice.
He's the one with the weird nose, right?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't remember. But, yeah, non-tender him. I don't think you're getting anything in a trade. So, yeah. I went over everything. So, my bench now is JT Realmuto, my catcher, righty. Dom Smith at first base, which also it looks like the National League DH is going to be a thing, which thank God, thank the baseball gods for that.
Oh, yeah.
Andres Jimenez, left-handed bat, going to be our second baseman with Lindor, switch hitter at shortstop, J.D. Davis in third base. And here's where I actually think this could happen. I think it might. I want to see it happen. Brandon Nimmo, left field. Jeff McNeil, center field. Now, you're probably saying, well, Jeff McNeil's not a center fielder. He's like a third baseman, second baseman who plays the outfield quite well for an infielder. Well, he actually plays the outfield pretty well for an outfielder, but you're probably thinking, well, he's a corner outfielder. Why are you putting him in center field? Well, have you seen Brandon Nimmo play center field? Exactly. Now, J.D. Davis made some good plays. Jeff McNeil made some good plays last year. He's a pretty athletic guy. Really good hustle, which you need in center field. I just want to see him try it out.
Love the.
I like Nimmo. I don't love him like as much as the fan base does. I know he's a great on base guy, really good as leadoff option, but I'm done with him in center field. He tracks balls terribly, doesn't have great range. Not the greatest arm. Jeff McNeil actually has pretty good range. He made some web jumps last year too. So
oh yeah.
I want to see him play and in left field especially. So I'd love to see him in center field. Obviously Michael Conforto in right field. Hopefully I want to see him get a contract extension very soon. And then Pete Alonso DH, alternate him and Dom Smith. And then obviously if you need a rest guys, bench would be Luis Guillorme. He's your utility infielder. Had a good year, good contact hitter, good bunter actually. He gets it on really well on bunts, surprisingly.
Trade him to Chicago.
LaRusso. And then Marisnik's going to be your fourth outfielder. He can split time with Brandon Nimmo. He had a really good year against so on days where he had a really good year against left-handed pitching. So a left-handed starter, you could put him in the center and Jeff McNeil in left. And of course, this lineup's got a lot of versatility, so you can see Dom Smith in the outfield. Not saying I really want to. J.D. Davis, it's an option. Jeff McNeil can play second, third. He could probably even play first. I know I saw an interview. He said he got a first base glove just in case. But, Alonso plays first base. Real Muto can play first base. So, so Jake Marisnik.
Real Muto play first base.
What?
Why would Why would Real Muto play first base though?
If Dom or Alonso went down with an injury and or one of them's DHing for the day, and then you have like a Tomas Nido, like a personal catcher or like if or you don't want to, let's say, I don't know. He's done it before. I think he did it last year.
All right, yeah, it's possible.
If he might be, it happened. It's just an option. I'm not saying it should happen or I want it to happen. It's just an option. But and then you got Malik Smith, who we just brought in on a minor league deal. I want him. I think he'd be a really good fit out. I'd want him to be like our pinch runner, kind of like the Billy Hamilton role, which baffles me that we freaking traded for that guy when you can get someone on a minor league deal who can do the same thing, if not better. So thanks, Brody. Did you see my reaction video to Brody getting fired I posted on the channel?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I was quite excited. And then Tomas Nido's our backup catcher. So this rotation will be DeGrom 1, Bauer 2, Stroman 3, Peterson 4, Brett Anderson 5 until Syndergaard comes back. Then it would go DeGrom 1, Bauer 2, Syndergaard 3, Stroman 4, Peterson 5.
Jesus.
And then bullpen would be Justin Wilson, Edwin Diaz, Dylan Betances, Seth Lugo, Shane Green, Brad Hand, Jerry's Familia, and either Brad Brock or Jason Shreve, whoever wins the job in like spring training or something. So, this team's looking scary. World Series champs 2021. You heard it here first. Yeah. But man, I'm so
I think you've said that every year since 2018.
Yeah, but what changed this year? Ownership. That's big.
Well, I mean, I'm going to keep my head up until I see the headlines involving Real Muto and Bauer going to a different New York team. So, who knows? I can dream.
Yeah. Maybe let me quickly go back on some of the contracts for these guys. Bauer, I think 4 to 5 year deal. I think you would take AAV. You probably give him $30 million a year for how good he is. Maybe around that. Real Muto, I think 4 years, $100 million, something like that. He said he wanted like a $200 million contract. That's not happening.
No way.
No one's giving you that many years for a catcher. But Real Muto. And then when he's kind of starts declining more, you can maybe even trade him when you got Francisco Alvarez coming up, but he's not going to be up until another 3 to 4 years. So you got Real Muto for that time. And I don't think Francisco Alvarez. He looks like he's going to be he's a great prospect. Looks like to be a stud player, but JT Realmuto is like he's a 5-tool catcher basically. So,
The only one.
yeah. All their catchers are turtles, like tortoises. Like look at Wilson Ramos, and he can hit, he can field, he can throw. His pop time's crazy, and he can run really well too. Brett Anderson, like a 1-year deal, just a good depth piece.
Yeah, just a throw in.
Yeah, before Syndergaard comes in. Brad
Mhm.
Hand, maybe like a 2-year deal. Same thing with Shane Green, around a 2-year deal. Brad Hand, I think he'll be around 7 to 8, just because no one picked him up for $10 million a year. So I think 7 to 8 would be fair. Brad Hand had a phenomenal year last year. So
I'm so shocked that the Indians didn't pick him up. Like
yeah, they
that.
don't want to pay that money. It's the Indians, like I said before.
Well, I mean,
They don't
10
spend
million
money.
is nothing. You can just trade him away right
For the
now.
Indians, it's a lot.
Then just trade him away.
That's true. Yeah, Indians are they piss
Because
me
they
off.
didn't get they didn't get the draft pick compensation.
That's true. But anyways, yeah, Shane Green, another like 2-year around the same amount of money. He'd probably make a little bit less than Brad Hand. I think Brad Hand's a bit better, but Shane Green's a very good pitcher. Had a great year last year, and you're of course snagging him from a division rival, so that's really sweet
Yeah.
too. Lindor, after this year, you definitely need to extend him. I think. Yes, it's a lot of money on the books, but the bulk of your lineup isn't hitting free agency for an eternity. Like
I don't
Dom
think
Smith.
you're gonna be if you trade for Lindor, you're not extending him. I'm sorry. There's a limit to Steve Cohen's abilities, and
jealous,
that's the
man.
limit.
You're just jealous. Well, if I'm not extending him, I'm not trading for him. But I
don't think the Indians would accept that trade anyway, because it's so much of like an in between kind of deal.
Dude, this is the Indians we're dealing with. They traded Corey Kluber for Emmanuel Clase and Delino to Shields. And I know Kluber hasn't been good, but like he still had a decent amount of value. Like this is the Indians.
I
man.
thought Clase was going to be insane.
Well, he got
I had
suspended.
never heard of him. Yeah, exactly. I had never heard of him at the time, but then I hopped on MLB The Show 20 once, and a guy brought him out of the pen, and he was throwing 101 mile an hour
cutters.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, this kid's the future.
Oh, nice. But which Indians actually look good on that trade because it did not work with Kluber in Texas. But no, I think
save the money.
Are you saying that you can't trade Lindor because you're being realistic, or you're just jealous? Like you're like, no, please don't do that, Steve Cohen. Like you're paying.
I'm saying the trade you proposed.
No, I'm talking about if that trade goes through, and which I said you probably have to throw in another pitching prospect, maybe an outfield prospect. I was thinking maybe you have to trade Brandon Nimmo. You might have to do that.
Yeah.
Which the thing is with him now is that who you're placing him with. Like as much as guys want Springer, I don't think you're getting all three, and Springer's definitely the least on my list. And here's the thing about Springer: I think he's 30 years old. He's a center fielder now, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be a center fielder for. Like guys don't play center field when they're in their late 30s, mid 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he plays a lot of right field too. Like back when they had Marisnick, he would be playing both positions pretty much every game. Like Marisnick would come in for the last couple of innings at pretty much every game. So, I think, you're paying Bauer a bunch of money. You're paying DeGrom nothing for his actual value, but you're still paying him like a lot of money, to be fair. But and then you're paying Real Muto, Lindor. So that means Syndergaard's probably gonna have to walk by the time he comes up for a contract. But you never know, man. Uncle Stevie is gonna make it happen. And like I said, the core of our lineup: Dom Smith, Andres Jimenez, J.D. Davis, Brandon Nimmo, Jeff McNeil, Pete Alonso, super young. And the only guy, Conforto, extend him. I'm all about prioritizing your homegrown guys to extend. But Lindor is a top 10 player in the game, so you gotta get him. If you're gonna trade for him, you gotta extend him too.
Well, then you gotta throw in Nimmo then.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I was trying to get at during your trade is that it's kind of like it just features one Brett Beatty, who is a full-on prospect, 2, Ahmed Rosario, who is 24 and like an in-between kind of prospect. And then 3 was, who did you say was the third
Steven
person?
Matz.
Steven Matz, who is in by no means a developing player and is around 29, 28. And the Indians aren't looking for Brett Beatty's a first baseman, if I'm correct.
Third baseman.
Third baseman. They're not necessarily. They're looking for outfielders. That's why I think Nimmo, if you're gonna make a trade for Lindor, you'd have to base it around Conforto or Nimmo.
You're not trading Conforto, so yeah, I could see Nimmo. Rumor is they want Jeff McNeil. As great as Lindor is, I'm not giving him up just for the sheer amount of club control you get at that cheap value. Not saying that Jeff McNeil is a better player than Lindor, not at all. But well, last year he definitely had a better year. But another guy now that I would be interested in trading for actually is, let me get your thoughts on this. Trevor Story. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's kind of genius.
Yeah, because you just give the Rockies a ton of pitching prospects, so you won't have to give up that much value. Now, I still think we should trade Rosario and Cano because they don't really fit with the team. But either you trade, or you trade for Arenado. That's another thing. But the thing. This is what I worry about trading for Arenado. I think he has an opt out within 2 years. Excuse me. I think in a year or something. And he's one of the most consistent players in the league. Like, he's gonna play well. And he might be able to opt out and get an even better contract if he has another crazy year, which I know he's getting paid an absurd amount, so I don't know if he's going to opt out, but he might opt out just to go if he doesn't want to be a Met, which a lot of guys I feel like would love that New York, being in the New York market, but Arenado would be great too, because then, like, that also with, like I talked about with Stroman, you got to improve your defense. With my thing, you're really improving your defense. Like, J.D. Davis, average defender, but Lindor, elite defender at short. Jimenez is a great shortstop, can easily be moved to second base. He played a lot of second base last year too. So, but yeah, I definitely keep. What were you saying?
I think Arenado would not necessarily be the move for you guys, because you said it yourself. You're looking for right-handed batters with a lot of speed and defense. Arenado just doesn't have the speed, along with the fact that you'd probably, definitely have to give up somebody at third base. That would leave you with Ahmed Rosario. And I'm sorry, Uncle Stevie, but he's got what, 30 million each year at least?
Yeah.
More than that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get Bauer, Real Muto, Arenado,
plus
and
extending.
Lindor.
No, I'm saying Arenado instead of Lindor.
Instead of Lindor.
I'm saying one of these Rockies guys instead of Lindor. Like,
right.
You're not. I'm not. I understand that. Yes, Steve Cohen's rich, but I know there's no salary cap, but there's a luxury tax, and you're not. I don't even want to see that many veteran guys on the team. I want to bring a veteran infielder, not like who's a guy's a huge upgrade. Like, I'm not gonna, like, I saw something about like a Mets mock offseason. Guys were saying like sign Jose Iglesias to be like a better defensive option than Ahmed Rosario. I feel like the guy hadn't heard of Andres Jimenez or something. I know he had a great year, but I'm talking like legit upgrade. Like, yes, like I love Jimenez.
That's why I would prefer Story over Arenado for you guys.
Why?
Story, because your corner infield players can really, really hit.
Oh, yeah.
Ahmed Rosario can't really hit.
He can. He just didn't have a good year last year. He had a good 2019.
And he doesn't walk.
He doesn't walk at all. That's big.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I know. But no,
not saying that Story walks much, but he does walk.
Yeah, and it steals a ton of bases, ton of pop too, which I know people are gonna bring up. Oh well, he plays in Colorado, but that doesn't worry me too much because he plays well on the road as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Trevor Story. He's a phenomenal player, and you get that right-handed bat in the lineup. So yeah,
and he's a couple million
that.
cheaper than Arenado.
And he's not coming
Which
up
is
for
obviously not what you should be really caring about if you're trading for any of them
yeah. And
compared to the other.
thing about Lindor too is that he's coming up for a contract soon. But I think Lindor's more realistic, but I think Trevor Story's definitely
Yeah.
a great option too. You could obviously always roll with Jimenez at shortstop and maybe, have the guys you have now. But if you have a great opportunity to get an upgrade that big, like you're gonna take it. Like look at the White Sox last year. They had a catcher who had a really good year, not a great year, but a good year in James McCann. But they said no, we're not gonna content with very good. We're gonna get great, and they signed Yasmani Grandal. So Jimenez showed really good flashes last year. Really good defender, super fast, and he had definitely limited. He didn't get as much playing time as I would have hoped, but he showed that he can hit pretty well too. So, but at the same time, Trevor Story is a top maybe 30 player in the game, maybe top 25.
Yeah.
And Arenado and Lindor are top 10 players in baseball. So, the chance you got to get one of those, especially in a big World Series push. And the thing about what Steve Cohen talked about is not, you want to go all in for World Series, but you don't want to mortgage your future. So, I don't want to have deal with what the Red Sox had to deal with, where they went all in.
Well, you're kind of staring into that situation right now.
Yes, but we're built on such a young core. Like that Red Sox team was kind of more of a veteran team when you think about it.
And the Nationals as well.
The Nationals were the on average age
Oldest
one of
team
the
in the
oldest
league.
teams in the league. Yeah. Which I thought the Giants would have, but because it seems like they're like the retirement home for Major League Baseball. But
big facts.
Yeah. But anyways, that's my Mets mock off season. We got a few more topics I accidentally skipped over, but we're gonna get to those real quick. Cy Young winners were announced today. Actually, let's start with Rookie of the Year because that was announced first. So we got both of our predictions right. Kyle Lewis and Devin Williams. I thought Devin Williams was gonna win it, or I think I said Cronenworth was gonna, but Devin Williams should. That's my pick. That's my pick just because he's a reliever. But what?
Then we bantered and your mind was changed.
Yeah. We bantered here on Big Apple Baseball Banter.
Whoa.
And yeah, so Kyle Lewis, it was pretty clear. Despite Robert had a good year, but Kyle Lewis just had a really good year too. Devin Williams had an absurd year. Him and Hader is just unfair. And yeah. Who came in second? So I think National League, Bum came in second, Cronenworth came in third, and then American League, Robert came in second, Javier came in third. So
yeah,
I think that's around the predictions we had. I had Cronenworth in second over Bum, but anyways, it doesn't really matter with the second place, third place. But Manager of the Year, we both got ours right. Kevin Cash and Don Mattingly.
After watching the newest Foolish Baseball episode, I'm not really sure I want to stick with Don Mattingly, but hey, enjoy the wave.
Yeah, I don't think the Marlins are going to be that great again next year. I think they got hot. They got lucky.
Lucky.
Well, they didn't get lucky at all. I'm not saying they got all the COVID cases and stuff, but their front office did a great job too. And I don't think the Marlins on paper are the greatest team. They don't really fear me, but they play well against the Mets usually too, which sucks too. But yeah, those are pretty obvious picks. And then Cy Young, Shane Bieber, unanimous, no doubt about it. When I made my original prediction, I had Shane Bieber in first place, and I didn't even write anyone else down because I didn't know who else you would consider.
That's actually what I
you didn't. Who else would you consider? Ryu and Maeda were the other guys mentioned, but Shane Bieber, unanimous. National League, Trevor Bauer, I knew was going to win. I was bummed he was going to win, but, we got a future Met winning the Cy Young. Not too bad about that. What really pissed me off is that I don't understand why Jacob deGrom got third place. My bias aside, I think he had a better year than Darvish, which Darvish had a great year. Shout out to you, Darvish. Great year. But I think deGrom had a really good year. And I saw something on social media about deGrom giving Bauer a lot of encouragement. And they're like, yeah, he's talking to his future teammate there, eh? So pretty excited about that. But I'm really bummed DeGrom came in third. I think he was definitely worth being in second. He definitely deserved to be a second place guy. But yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. It sucks he didn't get the three-peat, but we got another
Yeah,
future. We got another future Met. I honestly think through a full season, he would have won it because if you look at his past 2 years that he won the Cy Young, he pitched his best baseball towards the end of the year down the stretch. So I think in a full season he would have won it actually. But that's
yeah.
just me being
Although
a salty
I
Mets
didn't
fan.
really necessarily look at the advanced analytics this year, but I
Good.
mean, he
Just kidding.
usually leads in like everything. So I think over the stretch, we'd probably see him separate himself from what's this? Not Bauer. He was from
Darvish.
Darvish.
So yeah. But I'm not too bummed about it. So if Trevor Bauer signs with the Mets, or sorry, when Trevor Bauer signs with the Mets, I'll be real. It won't bother me too much. Yes, it sucks he lost his three-peat, but he'll start the campaign over next year. So
Dude, you gotta stop, like saying that. I have been around with Brian Cashman and just been a Yankee fan for a long time. So I know it's never a good idea to believe in the rumors and like say that the Yankees are gonna sign somebody.
but yeah,
Cause
like with the whole Machado and Harper, like
I didn't want Machado.
why?
No.
Because he's an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's grown on me a bit though. I think he's grown as a person and stuff. And
He's very fun.
oh my god, you had that annoying Yankee kid who was like, I don't want Machado because he was in the division, which is makes no sense. You want the guys in the division. You're taking them away from the other team. Well, even though he was a Dodger though at that he was on the Dodgers at that point. You know what I'm talking about? It was like this kid with a super thick
Yeah, in
accent.
the
He's like,
stands
I
during like
don't
spring
want
training.
I don't want Mookie Betts. I don't want Manny Machado. I don't
Kid
want
doesn't really know shit about what he's talking about.
kid should call in to the number and
Yeah, kid,
uh,
call in
call
now.
in at 585-622. Was it 2931? Something like that. I'm looking at it now. I have to be able to say it like a radio show. Yeah, 585-622-4931. Boom.
We're
Yankees
gonna take your lunch money,
get on
kid.
here, man. Yeah. Come fight us. And of course, Manny Machado, you saw that video of after the Dodgers won the World Series, a guy was heckling him. You should have stayed with the Dodgers. And he's like, and Machado said, "Bet you my contract, we're gonna win a World Series before you guys," which didn't work out too well. Hey, Padres should be in that territory very shortly.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that's all we have to get through this week. Guys, thanks for the ongoing support. One of our videos went over 100 views, so that's really cool. Comment.
Woohoo!
The only comments we've been getting are like some like scam hookers and porn stars and shit. So
Yeah.
yeah, the typical ones, eh? But yeah, guys, follow us on our Instagram, big.apple.baseball.banner. We post news like memes and stuff. Funny videos about our favorite players like Eric Kratz and Jed Lowry. I'm just kidding. Which
Respect.
the Jed Lowry one was supposed to go on Instagram, but it ended up on YouTube because the dimensions and shit. But and then please call in 585-622-4931. We unfortunately didn't get to the voicemail segment because there were no voicemails, but next time if there aren't any, I'll probably just leave
Come on,
I'll
guys.
just leave a voicemail in like a funny voice talking shit about the Phillies or something.
All right, yeah,
Or
that'll be fun.
I'll call in as the Yankees kid.
No.
All right.
Yeah. Keep the joke alive.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be like an ongoing joke on the channel. But I'm going
Yeah.
to get to that right when we're done. But anyways, guys, thanks for the support. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Yeah.